love will fade. When the rapture adores it, shepherds want to receive it. Sinner want to believe it. Wonderful story of love. Wonderful, 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 wonderful story of love. Wonderful story of love. Though you are far away, wonderful story of love. Still he does call today, calling from Calvary's mountain, down from the crystal bright fountain, in the land of creation. Wonderful story of love. Wonderful, 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 wonderful story of love. Wonderful story of love. Jesus provides a rest. Wonderful story of love. For all the pure and blessed, resting those mansions above us, with all those honor before us, singing the rapturous chorus. Wonderful story of love. Wonderful, 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 wonderful story of love.
If you would turn with me to the book of Matthew, Matthew chapter 16. In the Gospel of Matthew, the previous verses, chapters, tells of Jesus' story. He's been with the apostles sometime. He has healed the sick. He has done many of miracles that no one had ever seen before. He had healed the lame. He had done many things that people that never should have been in awe to see these things happen. He knew who he was, and if those who had known, like the Pharisees and Sadducees in this time, they would have known who he was had they been listening to the law and the prophets. In Matthew 16, and starting in verse 13, after all things have been said about him, and he's seen the people's expressions on their faces and their attitudes, the people that had been with him, he asked them a question. Starting in verse 13, when Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I am? Whom do men say that I am, the Son of Man, am?" And they said, "Some say, thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." And he said unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" Now he chose these disciples. He chose these individuals. He knew that these people that had been with him, if anybody would have known, they should have known. He asked this question: Whom do you say that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, verse 16, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus wasn't astonished. He wasn't amazed. at this statement that Peter made. But as he makes Simon Peter makes the statement, I want you to understand what Jesus says to him here in the next few verses, and that's the crust of the lesson. Jesus answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Jesus is telling the apostle Peter, Simon Peter, that look, Peter, I want you to understand that flesh and blood, no other man, no other person has explained this to you, has shown this to you. But the Spirit, my Father, which is in heaven, He's revealed it to you. He's given you the understanding that, look, this gentleman that you are in the presence of is something from heaven. He's an individual that has come to fulfill the law and the prophets. He's about to change. There's some changes coming. I want you to understand. I want you to listen to him. And so far you are. You understand this thing by the statement that you're making. And he said unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Now, in the religious world today, in different religious organizations, there's, I don't know off the top of my head, over 3,000 or more different religious organizations that are all claiming that they are the church, that they are Christ. Now, I'm not an English major. I'm not a Bible scholar, but I can understand that when Jesus says, upon this rock, upon this truth, Peter, I will build my church. Now, when he makes that statement, he's not saying church is. It's the implication is, to me, the Bible implies to me that there is only one. And there is only one way to get into that church. Now, there are many that would like to debate it. There are many that would try to discredit it. There are those that, when they hear this statement in the Bible, will say that's not right. All you have to do is believe. Well, the Bible is very clear. Jesus himself has said right here, in black and white, written in red, that I will build my church. Now, there are many say that, well, you go. There's only more than one way to get to heaven. Well, I tell you, you could spend hours and hours and many days studying it, but I want you to understand, if you are in the within the sound of my voice, that the Bible is clear, it's precise, it's to the point,